What's up, Aces fans? Welcome back to the Aces post-game report. I'm Armani Lingo with Vegas Sports today. And Jazz, hey, we didn't do our dap-up last time.
We didn't, and that felt kind of weird.
That's tradition.
That's weird. And I'm Jazz Lucas with Her Game Network.
Hey, we got a fun one here tonight. It was a lot more fun than last game. Am I right? I mean, last game, we talked about how they just couldn't control the pace against this super fast, aggressive Indiana Fever team. Mm-hmm. They were running all over them. Mm-hmm. Different outcome here tonight. Much different outcome. You could tell Becky said some things in the locker room after the game, and it showed. I mean, they came out with a game plan, and they executed. I mean, they got a couple of nice plays into Nelissa Smith in the paint. She got really aggressive, and we're for sure, and that's something we're going to highly emphasize is Nelissa Smith and her physicality. We'll get all into that in a bit. But kind of start things off, Aces controlled the pace early. Yeah. Hard defense, played fast, and was aggressive to get to the net. Yeah. What did you kind of see in that first two quarters that really worked out for them?
You said it, controlling that pace.
Yep.
So they came out swinging, ready to go. They actually took the time to just really get in there. Right. Defense was good. Yep. That's like the huge thing. Let's talk about that.
Right.
Defense was actually on point. I like how they had Jewel on Kelsey. Even when Dana got in, she was on Kelsey. So I like that they did that to kind of shut her down.
Right, yep.
I mean, Dana is the one who I would.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. And you could tell they put a heavy emphasis on Kelsey Milch here today. I mean, she was not missing. She looked like Caitlin Clark almost when she doesn't miss. Kelsey was going off last game. So, yeah, I mean, just defense overall. And you said it. The Fever outplayed them on defense last game.
They did.
And it was the total opposite here tonight. And some stats with Asia Wilson. She starts off the first quarter with 11 points. Only had 2 points in the second quarter.
Yeah, she did.
But now let's go into Nelissa Smith, okay? Not only is she getting it done on the defensive end of the floor, but she's also getting it done on the offensive paint. I mean, she's just controlling and absolutely doing whatever she wants in the paint. What did you like about her game here today?
She played physical.
Yeah.
She played really physical. It was like she was Asia tonight almost. You know how she's almost in the paint, getting fouled, everything. That was Nelissa tonight. Yeah. She was in the paint. She was getting fouled. She was going to the free throw line, and she was, making those free throws too.
Yeah. And a little bit of kind of a hockey reference in here. I mean, what they do with hockey teams during the playoffs is sometimes they like to pick up a very strong physical player that can battle out in front of the net. And that's what Nelissa Smith is. She can battle her way out in any battle, and she just out-physical whoever they got one-on-one with her. And that's on the offensive end, but also on the defensive end, she's just doing her thing. She is the definition of a player that fits in the playoffs.
I agree.
Physical, can get dirty when it needs to happen, and then when the pressure's on, she still remains physical, and she still can do her job. And just outstanding performance from Nelissa here today.
And I'm going to say this, too. Whatever Becky said to her after she got her fourth foul, it worked because she made six shots after that.
Yeah, because you don't want to lose a player. You don't want her to get out of the game when she's playing that well. And that will definitely, not only will that ruin the momentum for the team, but on the offense and defensive side, but it will ruin the whole physicality part. Yep. So after that fourth foul, we were like, oh, man, with how physical she's going to be, it was kind of trending that she was going to get fouled out. Yep. But she kind of, still playing physical, took it out, just took it a bit down a little bit, and still played her amazing offensive and defensive game at the end of the day. So we've said physicality probably 1,000 times already.
1,000. So
Becky Hammon, I mean, she went off kind of in the presser talking about how physical this series is, and just take a listen on what she had to say.
The physicality is out of control, that's for sure. I mean, you can bump and grab a wide receiver in the NFL for those first 5 yards, but you can do it in the W for the whole half court. You put 2 hands on somebody like that, it should be an automatic foul. Well, most of my assistants come from the NBA, and they're like, this would not fly in the NBA. This level of physicality would not fly in the NBA. There'd be fights. We just have very well-mannered women.
Yeah, Jazz. And Becky Hammon, whew, she went off. And hey, we have our first special guest with us, Kelly. Kelly, just tell us a little about what you do, who you work for, and how you're doing this today.
Hello, I'm Kelly. I am a beat reporter for the 9 basketball. Currently the Next Hoops, but rebrand. Anyway, tonight's game was a game to watch.
Yes, it was. Yeah, and like we were just mentioning just how fun and physical it was. I mean, hockey's coming back. It kind of reminded me of like a nice physical playoff hockey game. It was kind of that same energy tonight. Am I right, Kelly?
Oh yeah. 100%.
And Kelly also covers UNLV hockey, so she knows a little thing or two about hockey. But also, yeah, Kelly, an amazing sports reporter, and we're just so glad to have you on. Yeah,
Thank you.
so we got the stat pad. We didn't mention too much of the player stats in the last segment, but we're going to have you go off with that. Now, talk about Nelissa Smith first and her stats.
Let's go, Nelissa. So, 18 points, 7 rebounds. But the best part about it is she was 7 for 9 from the field, which is actually really good.
Right.
So, we're going to work our way down. Of course, the best player in the world. 25 points, 9 rebounds, 5 steals, 2 blocks. Aja Wilson. What a performance.
Yep.
That is probably a really, really...
And then, how many assists did Chelsea Gray get to here?
Now, Chelsea, 10. She had 10 assists.
Mm-hmm.
A couple nice little fancy passes, too, that she did.
Some no-looks.
Some no-looks. And then you got Jewel and Dana topping it off with 10 each. And then you have, 5? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 5 players in double digits, and Jackie added that 13 points in there too as well. So.
Yeah, and then if you look at the bench stats, I think it was 20 points combined with Dana and Jewel, or am I getting that mixed
it's 20
wrong?
points, and if you want to add Cheyenne and Meg in there,
where they did get some points towards the later of the game, but we'll count that, right?
count.
Now, Kelly, talk about really. And like I said, physicality, and after hearing Becky Hammon, physicality is off the charts this series. You kind of talked about how the Aces are pretty good at kind of controlling that. You asked Becky that, and she told you that, yeah, they're really good at controlling, their anger, or they're controlling when it's under pressure, okay? Now, what do you think about the physicality this series, and what have you seen from your own eyes?
I mean, the physicality is insane. Like Becky said, it is pretty out of control. Mm-hmm. There are some plays where they're just grabbing each other and nothing's getting called. And that goes for both sides. Yeah. And in situations like that, you have to keep your composure.
Right.
When I asked Becky about that, I asked her how she would preach that to the team. She said she didn't even need to, because they're professionals. They're personally, they're calm and collected.
Yeah.
So they know how to deal with things. They've been in the league for a long time. This is a veteran center team.
Yeah.
They've dealt with physicality. They've seen this all before. So having that experience definitely helps them keep them calm and collected.
Yep.
And they really don't need to worry.
No.
They just need to worry about fouling.
Yep.
I was going to say, too, Becky did bring up about that physicality, saying just how this wouldn't fly in the NBA. What are y'all thoughts on that part?
I mean, it's true. If this was the NFL, if they had NFL referees, there would be flags flying all over the place. I mean, like Becky mentioned, the holding calls, some of it they just let it play out. And I kind of like that a little bit when it comes to the playoffs, because look, both teams are trying to get physical. I mean, that's the identity that both of them are trying to play at. So I do like the fact that they let them get away with some of it. But there is a time where you do have to make some of these calls, or it's just going to get out of control. Because if one of the players be like, oh, if I can grab her and no one's calling it, I can do that to this, I can do that to her. It's just, and at that point, it's a hugging match out there. Yeah, some elbows. We're seeing some 1970s. We're seeing good old Detroit Pistons, 1980s, 1990s, Chicago Bulls versus Detroit Pistons style basketball right now. Am I right? I mean, look, but yeah, they do really need to. The refs need to really step in and control the game sometimes, okay? And both coaches said that, by the way.
Did.
Becky. So yeah, that's kind of the main thing. And Kelly, you got anything to add on to that?
Chiming in on that, I mean, it's been a league-wide issue all season. I mean, other players have complained, saying that why aren't the refs calling certain things? Why are they only calling this? Why are they only calling that? And now it's becoming not just a league-wide issue. I've seen it in other sports too.
Yeah. Is that the what kind of what the fans want though? You know, a little bit. Maybe that's something because look, it's funny. The fans. Look, the fans though. I mean, they're gonna complain no matter what, right? The game's not too physical. Oh, then when it does get physical, it's just way too much. You know what I mean? What do you think?
I think it needs to be a happy medium.
I get that. Yeah.
It needs to be a happy medium because we do love the physicality of the game, but too much because there should have been no way that Aaliyah threw an elbow clear right in Asia throat. So it needs to be a happy medium.
Right.
Because sometimes too much is too much.
And I think Indiana's been on the backside of it because they're seeing all their players getting injured. So and they don't want anyone else getting injured on that side. So I can understand the frustration from Indiana's coach. Now, I will say this: if things do ramp up this series more than it already is, I mean, what do you think it's going to be like in Indiana under that amazing atmosphere? I mean, Kelly, let's get your opinion. And you asked Coach, too, about this, you know, just like you said, just keeping their composure. How big is the composure going to need to be when they travel to downtown Indianapolis?
I mean, you can't let the noise affect you. Yeah. And tonight, the noise affected the Fever.
Yeah.
You could tell the place was rocking.
Yeah. It was.
And
glad you mentioned that.
The Fever were making mistakes left and right.
Yeah.
They were backcourt violations, shot clock violations.
Yeah.
And the Aces can't let that get into their head.
Yeah.
They have to tune it out somehow. Mm-hmm. Keep together, keep composed, because if they start getting as physical as the Fever and the Fever gets even more aggressive, we could see players drop like flies, and no one wants to see that.
Yeah.
So
especially just before the finals, right? On any side of the team.
Right. We've seen Asia Wilson go out this season.
Yeah.
Nelissa Smith was out for a game at the end of the season. Kirsten Bell was out. We don't want to see that.
100%.
Because this is good basketball.
Right.
This is fun, exciting basketball.
Yeah, and just to kind of end things off, we don't want to see where it's getting too physical, where it slows down the pace of the game. Indiana's coach mentioned how, well, they wanted to get things going, but there was just a foul every 10 seconds, and that ruins the pace of the game. So I understand how being too physical can also just ruin the whole, I guess, process that the Fever or the Aces are trying to play with. Because how do you get a rhythm if there is a foul every 10 to 15 seconds? You know, so. Kelly, again, thank you so much. You were awesome, by the way. We're going to have her on a lot more often, okay? So thank you for coming on. But, hey, the Las Vegas Aces will now travel to downtown Indianapolis to take on the Indiana Fever for Game 3 this Friday. That will be a fun one. And just to kind of close things off, guys, what do you think the Aces need to do to really capture that huge Game 3 win in Indiana? What do you think, Kelly?
This is already a piece I'm working on right now. They can't let the noise of Gainbridge Fieldhouse get to them. That is the biggest thing. You can't let the fans rattle you. You can't let the chirps from the crowd. You know, if they say something personal, you can't let that rattle you.
I like that.
They need to stay physical, but try not to foul. Because you need to be aggressive. You need to play aggressive, but, you know, you can't be throwing elbows.
Yeah.
You can't be putting people in headlocks. You can't be, throwing an elbow at someone in the throat.
This is not WWE.
Play within the book. Yeah. We don't see we don't see everyone play like Jack Lambeer out there the way he played against Michael Jordan. But no, you're absolutely right.
And the third thing is let the bench cook. Dana Evans has been doing really good. Jewel Lloyd has been doing really good off the bench. Yeah. If Megan Gustafson, if Aaliyah Nye, if anyone on the bench, Cheyenne Parker-Tyus, Kia Stokes, if all of them manage to cook and play really well on both ends, this is a dangerous team. This 100%. Is a deadly team. Yep. And whoever wins the Phoenix and Minnesota matchup, if they see how dangerous this team is with the depth they have on the bench, they're going to be scared.
Right. Wow. Well, this is why we have our show. Hey, do you have anything to add to that? Nope. This is why we had Kelly on the show. Fantastic reporting, Kelly. And as always, and hey, drop your socials so everyone knows where to find you.
No, I don't have Twitter. But I do have Instagram. Kelly Rose Sports. Just make sure the first E is an X because someone took all the vowels. That is where you'll find most of my sports content. I do other types of sports. I do racing content, hockey content, all the above. I have a TikTok, Kelly Rose, with, once again, the E is an X. Someone keeps taking all the vowels. But I do post WNBA content, racing content, hockey content, and just personal content all around. So.
And I mean, this guy, she is an amazing reporter, not just for the WNBA, but everything she does. So please give her a follow, okay? Please. And while you're at it, give us a follow at Vegas Sports Today and Her Game Network. And again, guys, what a show. What a show. Again, Kelly, thank you.
Thank you.
As always, guys, yeah, and we'll definitely have you back on soon, okay? But hey, as always, make sure to stay tuned on all of our networks for Aces, post-game, and just general stuff down the road, okay? And this is going to be a fantastic playoff series. So we don't know if we'll be back, here for the WNBA Finals, maybe. You never know. That's what we're hoping.
We hoping that they win these 2 games away. So that we don't have to worry about it.
Right. So hey, make sure to stay tuned. Okay, I need to cut this because this is gonna be way too much editing now. All right. All right, guys. Again, thank you so much for watching, and hey, we'll see you guys soon. All right. Make sure to stay tuned.